incredibly bad ideas. Oh.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi.
So welcome to the show. It's been a great week. We've had a great week, right?
Yeah, we have.
We designed some merch, and you want to show them what it is?
Yeah, sure.
We've got Downlow wear, DL wear,
Yay! Look at that.
and she got a purse. There we go. Oh,
there it
how
is.
cool is that? Look at this. That is so cool. And you guys can buy it too. We're going to have that on the website. You can check out the merch on the website.
Even comes in a little baggie.
It comes with a little bag there.
Cover sleeve. So keep it.
Yeah.
clean.
So
Excited to use it.
our guest is not in the green room yet, but it's been a great week.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a day job. I have a day job, and I sold more this week than I've ever sold in the history of 9 years of working for the San Diego Symphony. And yeah, I sold 30 subscriptions.
That's great, babe. So
very excited.
30 more DL purses.
Yes. I'm gonna send an invite to him again.
Okay.
This stuff happens. This stuff happens. He's probably in the audience. He probably clicked on the wrong link.
Okay.
So just tell him he did the wrong link. I'm gonna send it. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'm gonna send this. Anyway.
Hold on. Yeah, keep going.
I think you have the link.
I do.
Okay, good. All right.
While I'm doing this, you can.
All right, I'm gonna go. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna kill time.
What we doing, show?
Die time. Die. My computer. I left my my computer in the studio on too. Oh well, that's all right. We'll have a little echo here that you guys
there
can't
hear.
There. Okay, so anyway, what's funny is our guests today, they're actors and producers and
they're a couple like us.
They're a couple, yeah. They're a couple like us, exactly. They also, they have a kid though.
They have a kid.
Yes,
Beautiful kid.
We have cats, not a kid, but they're kind of worse in a way. Yeah, not that kids are bad. You know what I mean? Anyway,
they're like kids.
They're like kids. Not really.
No, they are.
Anyway,
they won't have to worry about their college tuition.
There you go. So cool thing about these guys is we've known them for a while now. I've known them for a couple of years. You've known them for a lot longer than me.
Yeah.
The funny thing is he was throwing a barbecue, and a celebrity that I had met years ago on the plane. I'm sorry, I wasn't on the plane yet. I met him waiting to get aboard a plane from LA to New York. Fabio was there. And we'll talk about that in a second. But so I said, Fabio, here's this picture of us from 10 years ago. And so we reconnected, and it was good. It was all thanks to this guy, Josh, and Stella.
Stella.
Yes. All right. So let's bring him in. Let's say hello.
Hi.
Hey.
What up? Hey.
Hey. What's up, little girl?
How you guys been?
Good.
Great. Yeah.
Can you hear us all right? You can hear us all right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Hi, cutie pie. How old is she now, Stella? And
She's
Josh?
gonna be 3 in April.
3 years.
This
old.
many?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna be this many?
She's so beautiful.
She's so cute.
She wears
So,
princess dresses every day. That's her thing.
she what now?
She wears
She
princess
what?
dresses every day. There's no excuse.
Oh,
No,
Aw.
Well,
every
so do
day.
I, but
Princess.
only in the bedroom.
Well, what? Well, she's a princess, so she has every right. Right? But Stella, you're the queen, and Josh, you're the king of the castle there with this little one.
Mhm.
And then, Josh, why don't you tell our viewers about that meeting Fabio? How did you meet him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard you talking about that. So true Hollywood story, basically. I was driving on Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. Yes, very nice. And I was coming back from a meeting with an agent, and it went pretty well. A new agent that get me out consistently now, so it was a good thing.
Good.
But I used this story that I'm about to say as part of the fodder for the fuel, because we had just had a meeting and it wasn't like anything set in stone yet, but I was in the car and I was on the phone with my buddy Jack. He's in New York and I'm talking to him, blah blah blah, and I'm like, boom, I feel this bump. I'm like, wait, I gotta go. I've never been rear-ended before, you know. That was the only time. And I got out of the car, I was just shocked, and I got out and I went back and I was like, what did you do? You hit me. He's like, oh, pull over, come on. And so I pulled over on the side, and then he pulled over behind me, and then I got out of the car and I looked at the bumper, and then he's like, oh, I think, yeah, no, don't worry, I can get it done. And I don't know you don't know who you're gonna meet in this town, but you know, like whatever. And I was like, I looked at the bumper, at him, and I said,
so were you
like Fabio?
Wait, were you screaming at him first? Were you like yelling?
Yeah, I was pissed. I wasn't full out. Like, I'm like, what do you do? You're not even looking at the road. You're just looking at like, and he's like, he totally cool. No break of any kind of energy. He's like, oh, I just looked at my phone for a second.
And you had no idea it was him at first.
So you
right?
both were illegally driving using your phones.
Yeah, we were both guilty. Exactly. It wasn't like it was his fault any more than mine. I was just stopped at a light, and he was kind of rolling on through and everything like that. And I was like, wait, you look like Fabio. He's like, I am. The way he said it was so just chill. Like, and I was like, well, it's nice to meet you. And he's like, it's a terrible circumstance to meet under, but I'll, if you want to go down to this shop, I'll pay for everything, and I'll pick you up there, and I'll give you a ride back. And then we just talked a bunch in the car and on the ride back when he, and he was the nicest gentleman of a car hitter that I could have run into. And we're still he still takes my calls. We're still buddies.
No way. That's awesome.
Actually, he's a cool dude. I mean, when I met him at the airport, we talked for like an hour before the flight, and and he gave me his number. Yeah. And he gave me, he's a cool dude.
And then at your party, we talked too, and he was just really sweet. Yeah. Everybody was taking pictures of him at your party too.
Yeah.
Did he remember you from the airport meet?
Yeah, I showed him the picture, and he goes, "Oh."
How did you guys meet? What's that story? You just saw him and started talking to him?
We were just both waiting for the same plane. And I started talking to him. I say, hey, nice to meet you, man. We started chatting. We talked about his at the time he had a business. He was selling protein powder, and he was telling me about the company and all that kind of stuff, and just a fantastically sweet human, really a good dude.
Yeah.
So nice to know that they're like so down to earth, and they could be so not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You met a good one. Yeah. And it's crazy in LA. I mean, that happens, right? We're surrounded by celebrities.
Yeah, in Hollywood. And then the piggybacking off that, I called the agent that I was meeting with, and I said, a funny thing happened to me on the way back from our meeting.
She's like, okay, great. Now we're really going to sign you.
Yeah. Like, that's beautiful. You got celebrity meeting status. So
yeah. It just happens. I mean, yeah, like I said, we're in, you know, a town where you're gonna bump into celebrities at the post office, or, you know, I mean, who goes to the post office
Not-
much these days?
Trader Joe's. We're just talking about that. How you can meet people at Trader Joe's. and-
Oh yeah, Trader Joe's. I might have met somebody that was in Eloise because that's her name, and I
Eloise, yes,
mentioned
Eloise.
that, and she said, "Oh, I used to go and do jobs at or projects at the Park Plaza." Could have been anything, but hey, I imagine that she was an voiceover actress on that show Eloise or something.
Okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
Now tell the truth. Did you look in your rearview mirror and saw it was Fabio and just slammed on the brakes? Come on. Is
No.
that how you meet celebrities?
It was just the all the forces came together. They all
You know, they are in your favor.
Yeah.
they were definitely in
just-
my favor that day, and with the agent, getting the agent too.
We just met Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh,
the
yeah.
other day too. Just
You
Yeah,
just
he
what?
was out at a local pub restaurant we were at, and
mhm.
we're standing there, and I go, I think that's Cuba. And she's like, no. Is
Oh,
it?
cool.
No.
No, it's not.
And I didn't want to, bother him. And so I looked again. I go, oh, no, that's definitely him.
And this was the first bar we went to, and then a restaurant bar, and then we went to another one right after. with
And
a
then
friend
he
of ours,
showed up
and he was there again.
at that one.
Huh.
And he was with, I think he's stalking us, to tell you the truth. I think
Yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr. is stalking
Sorry,
us.
no. Which is fine.
No, we don't mind. No, but he showed up, and he was actually hanging out with a good friend of mine, Jay Davis.
Uh-huh.
So
And I asked the bartender, "Is that Cuba Gooding?" And he's like, "Yes, it is."
so
I was
we
like,
got to talk to him. It was pretty
He
cool.
was really nice guy.
It must be tough for them though sometimes, because they just like, I remember there's a low level, not even really a celebrity, but you know that show The Good Place,
Yes.
Yeah.
like Ted Danson.
Yeah.
So it was one of the main like ensemble, and
Yeah.
I was watching that show a lot, and I totally reckoned. I was at the Grove, and I just looked at it. And I'm like, hey, like I know you, and he saw me, and he just turned on his heel, and he's boop, like out of there. I think
Oh,
like
man.
it's just people they don't deal with, like they don't know like why they're getting that attention all of a sudden, all that
Yeah.
attention. So they either they like bask in it, or they're like, yep, no.
Yeah.
There was a guy that I met. I understand. I have a lot of friends who are celebrities, and they just like to be treated like regular people. You know what I mean? They don't like people going crazy for them or anything, in general anyway. But I'll never forget. There was one time, I'm not going to say who it is, because I don't generally talk about someone when they treat me badly as a celebrity, because I feel like maybe they were going through having a bad day or whatever. This guy was a dick. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry, Eloise. Cover
Oh
your ears.
shoot!
She's busy. She's
We're
not.
not used to having kids on the show. So I go up and I go, oh yeah, you're the guy. And I was running a comedy room in New York City, and I was passing out flyers. I was running the room though, and I had other comics passing out flyers for me. And I go, hey, you're the guy from. And he goes, nope, like that. And I just go, it's okay, man. I'm running the comedy show. I'm not like a big fan. He goes, nope. And he just turned around and walked away. I was like, wow, dude. Wow.
And I mean, they're human beings too. They're gonna have their days where they're not in a good mood, or they don't want to deal with that. So you get it. You can understand it. I mean, we're in a bad mood sometimes, and you're just like, I'm just
And this was before he was super famous. He had a show like 10 years before. And I don't think many people even knew who he was at that point. So it was just kind of crazy. Anyway.
But your movie posters are right behind you.
Yeah.
Tell us about your movies, those, and then tell us the new stuff you're working on, because I know you guys are up to a lot.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, what you see behind us, that's the real estate. It's a TV pilot that got around different festivals, and it won Best Director and Best TV pilot. And
who directed that?
Yeah, you directed that.
I did, yeah. Sorry, yes. So
You did.
Stella.
Yeah, I created.
Oh, the baby did?
No, she wasn't born yet at the time.
Wow.
But yeah, the most recent one that you see is The Lost Treasure. That's our feature film that we shot in Hawaii that got released on different platforms like Amazon,
Wow.
not Tubi,
It's on Apple TV,
Apple TV, Google Play, different platforms.
Vudu, Roku.
Yeah, and it's a comedy adventure. And yeah, and so now we're working on the next feature films. There are several projects. There's one that's called Crime O'Clock, and it's comedy whodunit. And I'm writing another one because we're gonna go to France for a few months, at least 6 months. And yeah, and so I'm writing a film that we're gonna shoot in France. Yeah, and that's actually based off a web series that I made a while ago, and now I'm making the feature film version of it.
Wow.
Wow.
And with her, of course. Now she has to be in everything.
Now, making a movie obviously is not easy, and you sound like you're getting it on a lot of different platforms. What's the process? Are you, how are you getting funding for the movies, or you're doing this through making money off other ones?
Right. So the Lost Treasure, both of those behind us were made through crowdfunding. So that's how it ended. And then for the release of the Lost Treasure, we found a sale agent that pretty much hooked us up with this company called Vision Films, and then they put it in those different streamers, and they helped us with the promotion too. That's how we got into what's the name of the TV, the newscast, Hawaii.
Oh, we're on the news, on
KTV.
the ABC affiliate in Hawaii. We're on there.
Oh, so you're huge in Hawaii.
Yeah.
We got on the morning. What was that?
I said, so you're huge in Hawaii.
We are, yeah.
That was
Got on the
cool.
morning news there.
I bet you can't wait to get stopped on the street or rear end someone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Josh, you're from Hawaii originally, right?
Yeah.
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 And Stella, you're
some of the most gratifying acting work I've ever done. I got to play the lead in a Indiana Jones character type in Hawaii, where I grew up. Yeah.
And he helped producing. That was not an easy task.
It wasn't an easy task because it's not a machine like LA is over there. It's they have Hawaii Five-0 and NCIS and whatever cop shows will go there and pay to be there. It's basically like their LA world in the Hawaii. So all the few actors there are come from theater. I have a friend that I grew up with, we were buddies around my college days, and he was really good at the theatrics. So we got him finally as the main villain character. But finding the other actors, the casting was tough.
There's not so much of a big scene for independent movies, so the resources are both easier to access to and also more difficult, because since it's not that many, then the crew is usually getting booked on those bigger shows, so it's harder to find that in between for cast and for crew that is available for that level of a movie that's not big studio. So but that was a fun experience. I mean, those locations, that was for me as a creator just such a source of inspiration and so magical. So I really enjoyed filming there for sure.
That must have been tough because you can't hire actors here and then bring them over. It's too expensive. So you got to find actors in the area, right?
Yeah. So that wasn't easy.
What kind of budget was that film?
Oh, that was ultra low budget for sure.
Ultra low, but it was SAG as well.
Yeah, we made it SAG.
SAG-AFTRA.
For myself, there were I was able to pull some favors from growing up and knowing all my connections there. So I guess I'm pretty talented at the producing side of talking to people and getting shit for free, basically, or cheap, like pulling favors like that. And in Hawaii, it's more like Kama'aina goes, the local. You're from here? Okay, you can get this discount because of that, or you can get. But if you're mainland, if you're a big company, they know you got the money, so they're not going to cut you a deal. Anyway, so
yeah. So it's cheaper to shoot there than it would be here.
It depends for what. I mean, because
for those locations,
yeah, for the locations,
it was all about the locations. But for you could get actors for free here because everyone's so desperate in LA. It's just a big desperate, like
I wouldn't
static
put it like
hole
that. It's
in
just
a lot
this-
of ways. But then in Hawaii has they just want the money, basically, kind of.
Well, no, that's not how I would put it. It's just, in LA, there are a lot of actors at different level of experiences and things like that. So you can't really find that in Hawaii. It's either you're very experienced or you're just, I could do that for fun. There's not this in between. And the crew, it was kind of difficult to negotiate the rate because, what you can negotiate in LA, you can't really expect the same thing in Hawaii. So it's negotiations, and it's different human beings with different expectations and stuff. And
How long did it take you to shoot the film?
a week. A week.
How long is it again?
Yeah.
What's
How
that?
long is it? How long is the film again?
Hour and like 5 or 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So it's not full length feature, but it's a feature film. Yeah, no, it's a feature film. It's just not. It's just the when it came out, it was released on January 22nd of 2022, and all the reviews. It was fun to hear, like, some of the stuff, like, oh, it's like the B movies of old, like fast, get in and get out kind of thing.
It's guerrilla filming.
Guerrilla filming in Hawaii, and then we had jungles, we had caves, we had beaches, we had like rivers, we had the polo field, like outside bars, outside like forests with trees. The jungle was pretty intense because of all the different locations we had from there, like the redwood forest kind of thing in that jungle area.
Yeah, the locations were beautiful.
Yeah, they were. We saw
and we had the weather kind of that was working out for us most of the time, which is a little hit or miss. It was February we were shooting, so it's rainier time of month.
Oh, just about one rainy day, but I like how they call it in Hawaii. The Hawaiian blessing. That it's just a little rain and then it passes, and then you can keep shooting. So that was.
What areas in Hawaii did you shoot, and where are you from originally, too, Josh? Like, you were born and raised in Hawaii, but where's
the windward side, and the closest shots from. Well, you guys saw it, or
yeah.
You watched it. Okay, so the closest. Remember the end scene, like the fight scene where I get the spear and never come back. That is one of the closest areas of where when I was younger, where I lived, was near that beach. But then the jungle scenes where we're going and kissing and having and then looking for the treasure and stuff, that was right by like 10 minutes from where I used to live when I was in high school. So there was like so I knew the areas. Yeah.
So it's all over.
What was it like growing up in Hawaii? It's like, just can't imagine growing up in paradise.
Well,
and going to school.
I don't have any comparison, so it was cool. But when I got out, because I've traveled a lot, like my dad, he was always about the world is your classroom, and you need to go out and warm up to just living different places and doing different things. That was the exciting like crux of life. So when I got out, I was like, oh wow, it's a small place. Like but I always kind of thought I've always gone back there. It's always been home, but I've realized that there's a whole other world, the broader horizons out there from being there. But it was really nice to go back there and take the wife and then she had her first birthday there.
Oh, yeah, I missed it, Stella. Happy
birthday.
Belated.
No, her first birthday.
October was such a rough time for the both of us.
Yeah, my dad died in October, and she had some health issues.
It was a little crazy.
But we'll see you guys next. We got another party. Maybe you can come to
next week, right?
Party. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going away party
on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Maybe Fabio will show up too.
I gotta invite him.
So now, Josh, you're from Hawaii and you filmed there, and now you're going to France. And Stella, you're from France, right?
Yep.
So
I am.
So now you're gonna do a French movie, a movie.
Actually, that's going to be challenging for him because it's going to be a French movie, as you said, in French, so he's gonna have to
In
speak.
French.
You're doing it in French?
No way.
I told you it was in French.
She's gonna
So-
make
Do
me
you
act in
speak
French?
French?
Yeah.
Do I speak French?
Yeah. Do you speak French?
A little bit.
Petit peu.
Oh my God.
So that's gonna be a challenge. I'm learning it, but I probably speak about as much French as my Spanish. My Spanish was better a few years ago because I traveled to Latin American countries, you know, like Mexico and
Oh, I know that word.
Peru. Yeah. So
He's learning
so-
a little bit of Spanish.
knowing doing the Latin traveling thing, and then so but anyway, my point was that I've acted in Spanish before, and
Okay.
Oh.
it was pretty good. So I think that the French thing can shine through if I just if I know what I'm saying, and they are very impressed with the accentuations. You must make sure that every vowel is accentuated when you speak. It's very
You sound like Inspector Clouseau.
very, yes.
I told him the trick to sound more French. You do like a chicken face. What you
Yes.
just look that, you know. So,
Chicken face.
or you call it duck face, I guess. But,
Do I sound more French? No.
see, it works. It works great.
Yeah, French.
I was about to say, you have a great teacher right next to you, Josh, your wife.
Right?
Yeah.
Woman.
All right.
So Josh, you're mainly an actor, and Stella, you act, but you also direct and write, right?
My main thing is directing, though. If I have to pick
Okay.
one, that's my main focus. So,
How many scripts have you written?
well, if you just count feature films, I've written not that many, like 3.
Okay.
That, you know, with shorts, it's much more than that. It's probably 15, 20 hours. So, yeah.
And you've shot them all.
Yeah. No, not all of them actually.
Not
You know,
Primal
it's the
Block.
A lot of them.
feature films, no, but like the shorts. I'm just
Shorts,
trying to-
yeah.
yeah.
Shorts are
most
easier.
of them, but there probably have been a few abandoned projects, you know, because life happens, because you move, because this and that. But there's a few films, strangely enough, that I'm still editing, and they should be out there.
Wow.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that is a shame. Maybe I'll get down to it at some point.
I gotta say, it's very admirable. That's what I like about you, is that you don't just write something and then tell people about it and never get it done. You write it and you guys shoot it.
Yeah.
Josh
Yeah.
helps produce and you guys get it
Yeah,
done.
Right. And I mean, you know, sometimes a project is not ready to be shot, or it's just not the right, you know, whatever timing in the universe. So that's why, like, I'm moving on to this, because for my Crime Clock was my priority, but now I'm seeing that we're moving. So I put this on, you know, on the side, and I'm moving on to the next one. So to me, you need to keep doing things. You can't just talk about it, as you just said. And so now I'm moving on to the next one. And this one I know I can make, like, right now, because I have all the locations, I have all the actors, I have everything, I have the camera. So I'm writing it so I can shoot it right, you know, when I'm in France. So I don't want to be stuck into something. Yeah.
And your move out there is temporary? You said for 6 months, or is it like?
Yeah, for now it's temporary. We're gonna come back to LA. You know, we'll see what we do. We might just do like kind of back and forth. I mean, it's a bit complex to do that, but we're still open to whatever's gonna come to us. But I do need to be close to my country right now. So we'll see. And with her, you know, it's nice to have the family, to be, you know, to take care of her and the school and everything. So we have to figure out all these different parameters. So.
To do that.
How do you motivate yourself to do so much work while you're taking care of 2 kids, her and Josh?
Well, I'm known for my perseverance.
Good one, Danny.
Well, they can entertain each other. They do their thing.
We get along really well, me and this one.
Yeah,
We have a complicit relationship. We're buddies,
oh yeah.
me and the little one.
Speaking of relationships, you're both very, you know, in the business. You've both been doing it for a while. How did you guys meet? And, you know, how were you attracted to each other to create this life together and pursue your careers?
Yeah, well, we meet. That's a very LA thing. We met at a producer's workshop.
Wow.
The middle ground of our passions, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we kept in touch, and yeah, and I mean, I liked our dynamic because acting is not my passion; that's his passion. Directing is not really his passion, so we kind of keep, you know, our grounds like that. So
So you kind of stay in your own lane, unlike most LA drivers.
yeah. Oh, well, these lanes, it's difficult, those lanes in LA. I don't like that.
Can't see the lines.
Lines, yeah.
Aw.
I don't like it.
Sometimes there's 5 lanes too in LA, and you have
Yeah.
to, and they're all slow.
But I mean, seriously, I'm sitting around sometimes, and even when I have time, sometimes it's hard for me to get motivated to write a project that I have. I mean, you just bring it out of thin air. You come. I do it too. I do it too, like you. But how do you motivate yourself to actually not only write it, but to actually do? It sounds to me like you produce and write at the same time. Does that motivate you by getting people committed to the project before you even write it, and then that forces you to write it? Is that how it works with you?
Well, I mean, when you feel like you can make the film happen, it definitely helps. You know, I always write with a budget in mind, and with kind of a deadline, because if you don't put yourself with a deadline, then it's just not gonna happen. You know.
Yeah.
So that helps me to motivate. Now, of course, I also have my bad days. Oh, I don't feel motivated. Oh, I don't want to do this. But well, I have perseverance, I guess, and also I have what Josh hates. I have a routine. So, you know, I have my hours when I write. I have my hours when I work. I have my hours when I eat. You know, I'm kind of course, I'm also flexible with this, but that kind of helps to be like, okay, right now it's time for me to do this and that. And yeah, definitely the deadlines are very, very helpful. And then I try to connect with cast and crew early on, because then that holds me accountable too. Like, oh, what's going on with this project now? Oh, well, actually, I haven't been working on it. Oh, that's too bad. You know, then you feel bad. You're like, oh, I should, now I really need to write it now. Or if you have a meeting with that person, that producer, oh, now I have to have a script, because if he asks for the script and I don't have a script, then what do I do? So all those little tricks, you have to like trick yourself into putting deadlines. Yeah.
So,
I love that. That is brilliant. I love that.
So you have a routine. You must be OCD, because I'm the same way. I have a routine, and he doesn't, I don't think. No, you know.
I have a routine. Get up and go to sleep.
And Josh, do you just get up and do what you need to do?
Well, yeah. And I get up. I see if I have an audition that came in or not, and it's like, or if I have to prepare for that. Because it takes a lot of preparation. I mean, people out there don't know, but like, especially the theatrical ones, you have to kind of find your character in on film and TV. And then, whereas the commercial, it's like, what do they want? Whatever. It's just for me a lot of the time, because I've done so many of them. And the voiceover as well. Well, voiceover is kind of in the middle of the two, but I have fun with it. I have a lot more fun auditioning now than I used to, because there's a certain point where you're like, well, I can't book them all, and I can't probably even book a third, you know, if I'm lucky if I book a 10th. So why not enjoy
the moment, right?
Because it's my audition. And then like, yesterday it was, what was that audition? I had like a theatrical one, like for a film. And there was one take that I just wanted to do. Oh, I'm going to do it with an English accent. And there was no call for that in the script at all. And it was like a dramatic piece. And I did it like some silly accent. And then I looked at it and I laughed and I got out of the way. And then I didn't send that part in, but that's about self-tapes too.
And on that too, you do a lot of self-tapes. Obviously, that's what we were talking about this the other day, because we've been having auditions, and self-taping is such a... I
got to do one today.
I have to do one Monday or Tuesday. And it's just like, you have to not only prepare, like you said, prepare your sides and you know, the character and everything, but also you have to set up your audio, your video, your backdrop. Then after you're done, because you want to be memorized or, you know, sharpen it. Once you're done, then you have to edit it. So it's like a whole process, right? Does it take you a long time to do your audition?
It does, and the uploading does as well. And then this thing,
we can send it to you, Danny, to make it harder for you for yourself to.
Yeah, if you want a challenge, we'll send her to you, and you see what that's like to even add that layer, because she's either watching TV too loud or she's making things here, and then Stella will be like having lunch if I want to do it at lunchtime, and she'll be like clicking plates around. She'll be clicking plates, washing dishes, and I'm like, can you just be quiet for 30 seconds? 30 seconds, that's all I need. 30 seconds to a minute, and that's
right.
Right there.
Do you remember walking into a casting room and then doing your audition and walking out? Don't you
I
miss those things?
I do miss that. I do miss that. Like they had it all set up for you, and
Yep.
Well, you know what? They're not paying for the studios anymore. They should pay us to audition. It takes her audition the other day. Her audition the other day, it took us like 3 hours
It was a while
to get everything done perfectly.
Yeah. And I'm a perfectionist, so I'm like, let's do it again, let's do another take. And he was directing me kind of because he's a director, and he does that, and he was good at doing it. But so I was like, okay. And my sometimes your instrument is just not always on point, and you're like, no, let me do something here, let me change it up, let's do it a different way. They
could at least have like a fund that they're going to give you at like an acting fund, because we spend money on the ring light right here, this thing that beautiful. Yeah. We spend money on our product, we spend money on our clothes, we spend money on, there's so many little things, and they're not having to pay for their spaces anymore. Everyone's doing it from home. So where's the payoff?
I'm wondering because when you have to schedule an actor to audition, you can only audition so many actors, right? But if it's only self-tape, does that mean that the casting directors now are sending, or
they probably get
accepting
more? They accept more. They can do that, which is nice. But who knows if they're looking at all of them?
Right. That's why is that a good thing or a bad thing that they're accepting more submissions? Because
I think it's a bad thing, and I'll tell you why. I think it's a bad thing because they're not going to pay as much attention as if you're in the room. They're not going to be able to direct you, so you don't even know if you're reading it the way they want. It's just you're not going to get the best actors that way.
Yeah,
I'm 100% for in-person auditions, because as you said, you can direct people, you can have a discussion, you can see the personality. Even if it's a film, recorded, you can get the charisma of the person, and then that can turn that doesn't always show on camera.
You're absolutely right, because a few times when I had some auditions in person, just like they would hold the door for me and I'd be, oh my God, thank you so much. And I think I booked an audition one time, a commercial, just because I was so polite to them, to all the characters in the room and everything. I mean, I did my job with the copy and stuff, but I was just overly nice that they even said, you're such a nice, humble actor, and we appreciate that. And I booked it right the minute I left, and it was just, I think it had to do with, like you said, them seeing my personality in person and just seeing the type of person I am, because some people want to work with people that they think are going to be good on set. And you can't see that always on a self-tape audition.
Most of the things that I've booked, it's been begrudgingly they gave it to me. Because I nailed the audition, but they couldn't stand me. No, I'm kidding.
I think my self-tape the other day, I did a funny thing at the end of it. I, just joking, showing my personality. And he was like, I was like,
I kept it in there because
take it out.
She goes, what did you say? You said,
and I love Miami.
She goes at the end of it. It's shooting in Miami, and she goes,
Miami.
And she goes, and hi, I'm Lizette Santiago,
from Los Angeles, California,
and I love Miami. And then she laughed and looked toward me and goes, should I have said that like that? And I left it on there because it was so cute and it showed her personality. I don't know if it's a good thing to do or not.
No, but
I was just telling Stella this yesterday that they ask for a slate and they say certain things, but like, who are they to say what I want to add on to that or take away from that? Because the whole purpose of the slate, I think, as someone that's auditioned people and been on that side of producing and casting, the whole purpose is to get a feel for the personality that you can't get when you don't see them in the room. So say something extra, like, well, I don't know. There was some Hawaiian, like Kona Big Wave, and I spoke a little pidgin, like Hawaiian English. So you can tell that I can speak pidgin, even though I look like I'm from Oxford. Anyway. That whatever you got to do to kind of put your little stamp on it, I think.
Do you think you guys think doing something interesting in the slate is a good thing? Because I know some casting directors hate it. They just want.
I don't think doing it just to do it, just to make the point of it. Just put something that comes natural. For me, I did a lot of improv, so just if I'm improvising something that feels all right, like I don't want to.
Like what? What would you do? Like what?
Okay, well, what's an example? Well,
I just put you on the spot. I'm like,
improvise. You're making him give away his secrets.
Secrets. All the actors out there are gonna
improvise now.
It's my app. You gotta pay for my workshop then. My actor workshop. No, I just like would whatever add a little. Okay, so I'm usually it's just I am in Los Angeles. I'm 5'9".
Yeah. Blah, blah,
so and just add a little like, well, I'm living in Los Angeles now, but I grew up in Hawaii. That's where I'm from originally. I like to.
Oh wow!
Do this.
You do that with every audition?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
But like I said, I get a lot of those auditions that they want surfer guys, and I know how to surf pretty well.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm not gonna get those auditions, so I just I throw it out. I could get the auditions, but they usually want like 22-year-old guys that like super long hair.
Yeah.
Hard to surf with long hair.
Dude,
yeah.
Tubular, man. Yo.
I look like Patrick Swayze in Point Break or something.
So, go ahead.
Oh, no. I lost. So what I was going to say, Stella, you mentioned, it's a lot of work for actors to do self-tape auditions and stuff. And I was talking to Danny before, I was like, we should get paid a little something like $50, $60 or whatever to do it, because we're doing our little productions kind of with our auditions, And I was told that for my representation that now if it's a SAG-AFTRA project and they ask you to memorize the line, you will get paid. Is that something you've heard too, Josh?
I've when you said that, I just thought I got this audition for this TV show. I think it's TV, The Sympathizer, and I was like, wow, this is so cool, because it was like a callback almost, and like there was like all these pages, and they said in bold letters, do not memorize. You do not have to memorize. So that's their way of being like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't memorize it.
So you don't have to so they don't have to pay you. Yeah.
Right. But
then they give it to the ones who did memorize it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane.
They're never.
It's like winning a lottery.
And that's the thing too. They know actors. They know that we're going to try to memorize it. Especially if we're doing the self.
Do your best.
Not me. Not me. I read it. But I sound natural.
I think I'm like a middle ground. I'll read it. Sometimes I'll tape it right here, like right to this ring light. You don't know. It looks like I'm looking just off to somebody right here, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm right next to the camera.
Yep.
Right. Wow. You have your slides there, Josh? Is that, or do you have it
sometimes
on your computer? Or
look, I'll print it out. I'll always print my slides out.
Right. Okay.
Or if there's something I feel like more concrete about having it.
But you have it there right next to your ring light. So
sometimes I'll put it up there.
I've done it sometimes where I open it on the computer and I film myself with the computer if it's a good computer.
That's a good idea too.
Just put it in in a small window on the left side, so you're looking to the left of the camera.
But there's a trick. We're trained, so we know that you can always just you don't have to. If you're reading the lines, you can tell you're not there really, but you can just pull it and then go back and
code reading technique.
Pull the lines and then.
Which used to be the case. You used to always have to do code reading and casting sessions and stuff. They didn't want you not to have your sides on you because they always felt they didn't want to see the end result. Now it's the opposite. Now they want you to be memorized because I guess they figure you're at home. You've had time with the signs, but sometimes you don't get much time. My audition the other day was a day. They gave it to me in one day and they wanted me to, knock it out.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, but So it's times, it's everything's changed, but in the end, I think, like you said too, Josh, you got to stick to what feels right, and just do it the way you feel.
So where can people find you guys?
So Facebook and Instagram for me, it's gonna be Stella Tinucci. Stella Stella.
Oh, your name isn't in there. Only Josh is.
Yeah,
Oh,
Josh.
How selfish.
Well, we were hurried along to try to get on this thing because my technical difficulties are.
We always
I had
have
to intervene.
Yeah. Can I go in there now and do it?
You could if you wanted to.
How do I do it?
I think you double click on the name maybe or something. I don't know.
Settings?
Yeah.
Settings.
Or
I'm so glad we're taking this time to do this during the podcast.
Or I'll put it in the chat. How's that?
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
It's we have it on the
and we'll put and Josh, where can people find you to see your stuff, work?
Yeah, my Instagram is Surf Actor, just like it sounds, SURF Actor. And
that just makes me picture someone standing on your belly and riding you across a wave.
So you're gonna stand on me and ride me across the seas, ride my body. Surf Actor. Okay, you're writing a lot.
I'm writing
Stella.
a lot. I'm one hand right now.
YouTube.
And where else, Josh, can they find you at?
So the Facebook is my name, Josh Margulies, Margulies, which is on the page. Yeah, and IMDb, Josh Margulies as well. The only thing that's Cast Josh on Facebook.
Cast Josh.
Cast Josh.
Oh, that's a good. I like
that's
that.
A nice one. That's
a good one.
And we didn't talk about her, but she's been here the whole entire time. Princess.
You want to look up here?
Hi, baby.
Hi, honey. She's also in the family business, right?
Yeah.
What's going on?
We
I stretch the same way.
We made a bunch of money off her.
And of course, all of it's in a bank account for her.
Right. Yeah.
And they were in the same feature film together. She got paid. He didn't.
No
way. For the feature film, the last one that I think that was the last feature film, was it?
Wow.
Yeah, it's called Carly.
She was in it too.
Yeah, it's a good
she played the baby
Yep.
of the main character. She played the main character as a baby.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
So she'll be joining SAG-AFTRA next month.
Oh yeah.
She's getting her vouchers.
And then we did this short film in France, and she plays in it too. She plays with her daddy. That was cute. That's called Tricky Delivery.
And she did some commercials too, right?
That's what Josh was talking
Yeah,
about.
she did an Instacart commercial.
Wow.
I gotta say, she's one of the most well-behaved children I've ever seen.
Well, the screen helps, so she doesn't get the screen, and now she does. So.
And the iPads, right? The iPads help.
But she's been good at all the events that I've seen you guys at and stuff.
We see Stella and Josh at a lot of events, and they bring her with them, and she's always well behaved.
Yeah, so cast that little girl. All you casting directors out there, cast that little girl. She's amazing.
Oh yeah, she has a manager and she has an agent, and commercial agent and theatrical manager.
Oh, and also they have a joke routine.
Oh yeah, let's do a joke. That's great. I'm glad we remember that. All right, let's do our joke. Ready? How many pickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
10 pickles.
Maybe we can do the other one we have too.
Horrible.
Right.
I want to cast her in something.
I know, right?
Let's see if
You're hired.
For anything.
Why was 6 afraid of 7? 7,
8, 9.
Oh my God, 7, 8, 9?
8, 9.
7's a number cannibal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Memorize that one too, because that one I only told her a couple times. The fun one is the octopus one.
Yeah, this one always
That's
works.
a cute one. Do you guys have her on Instagram? Is she on Instagram or?
Oh yeah, Sweet Pea Mimosa.
Sweet Pea Mimosa. I don't think I'm following her. I have to follow her.
Yeah, we gotta follow her.
Sweet Pea.
Yeah,
Mimosa.
she's on there. Just we did it right on when she had a commercial. So
So,
All right.
Guys,
She's
what's planned for you the rest of the day today? What are you guys gonna do? A family outing, or you got work to do, or what's on the agenda for the family?
Usually at that time, talking about schedule,
She writes.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta
Bedtime, then you can work.
bedtime. When she goes to bed, then you start writing. That's
And I
pretty
think
much, yeah. And sometimes I'm like, okay, now can you be asleep so I can actually focus on my writing? But
I thought you were gonna say something else, Stella.
It sounded, with your accent, it kind of sounded like something else
Like
for a minute.
something else for a second. I was like, oh yeah. Stella means that to Josh sometimes.
Now we can focus.
That's what we call it these days. That's hysterical.
Guys, thank you so much for being on the show. We love you guys, and we're going to see you soon. You guys tuning in. Can we get her to say bye-bye?
Oh yeah, sure. Anyways, bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And we'll be at your party, your away party.
We'll
so-
see you soon, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You
That
two
was
are the
fun.
best. Bye,
All right.
Stella. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Josh. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. We're going to tune out now, and we love you guys. Please tell your friends. And,
And buy some. We'll have
Yeah,
it on our site.
we're going to have it on the website.
Yeah.
DL Wear, all kinds of mugs and all kinds. We even have playing cards. We have all kinds of cool stuff. So
It's better than Louis Vuitton.
there you go. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and see you next Saturday.
See you next time.
Oh, and we're back in.